September 2nd, 2025, Cass County Board of Commissioners to order. And the next item will be roll call of commissioners.
Commissioner Breitling.
Here.
Commissioner Vettel.
Here.
Commissioner Gridberg.
Here.
Commissioner Capitan.
Here.
Commissioner Flacco.
Present.
Staying with the second month of Commissioner Flacco's suggestion of having a guest lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance, I'm proud to announce that an invitation to Mayor Jim Hydorn from the City of Page has accepted the opportunity to lead us in the pledge this afternoon, as well as accompanied by his wife Teresa and Natalie Nitschke, who is the new county auditor, city auditor, pardon me, at the City of Page. And I'm going to deviate from the agenda that after we approve item 5, approve the order, I'm going to ask the mayor to come up, provide a brief update on how things are going in Page after the tornado in June. So, Mayor, please come to the podium.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I'd look for a motion or any amendments to approve the minutes from the previous meetings.
So moved.
Second,
Flacco.
discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, item 5, approve the order of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Mayor Hydorn, would you like to come back and just share a quick update on how things are going for you up there?
Well, I want to thank you people for this opportunity. Right now, we're getting there. We've still got the sound of roofing nailers going all the time. Chainsaws are still running, but we're getting back together. Had a little setback today. We had a company come in last week, and we have a 2-year maintenance contract on our water tower, and it just happened to be it was this year. And I told him, I says, when you're here, I says, take a look at the insulation and stuff, the standpipe, make sure everything is okay. And he gets up there and he calls me and he goes, you got an issue. So I got the information back today, something we weren't looking for. It was another $20,000 hit that we weren't expecting. And we're hoping, with any luck, insurance will take care of it. And that's kind of the thing where we're at right now, is waiting for some insurance checks and just trying to get things patched together. We got our huge tree piles burned. That's a good thing. So things are looking better, but we got a ways to go. Otherwise, while I'm here, I would like to thank Commissioner Gridberg here for this opportunity. And when this thing started back in the morning of the 20th, it was probably about 10 in the morning, and I called Sheriff Johnner, which he's a friend of mine. I call him Jesse. I said, we got a problem. And pretty soon, Jesse's out. Commissioner Gridberg called and says, what do you guys need? And I want to thank the commission. I want to thank the county boys that were out. Kyle sent out some men, couple gravel trucks, skid steer trailer, just stuff to help us out. And within 2 days, we were able to get around town. So I just want to thank you guys for all that. And I want to thank the sheriff. He put on extra patrols. You go out, look out at 2 o'clock in the morning, and of course the town is black. You can't see nothing. And pretty soon, here goes the sheriff's vehicle by. So I just want to thank everybody for the help.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your leadership. And the small communities in Cass County are the backbone of Cass County, and so we appreciate your leadership. And
well, it's a great community, and people. You might not get along with your neighbor until something like this happens, and all of a sudden people forget, well, your dog did something in my yard, or your kid threw a rock in my house. Everybody forgets that, and you all come together. That's what a small town's about. So, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for being here. We'll go to the regular agenda, and the next item up is an overview from Nick Phillips from Applied Digital. Commissioners, I'm sure you've been watching the media and the attention over the last. We approved the minutes for the previous meeting. Pardon me, I'll ask for a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Bring no discussion, we'll take a roll call vote.
Commissioner Flacco.
Aye.
Commissioner Breitling.
Yes.
Commissioner Vettel.
Aye.
Commissioner Gridberg.
Aye.
Commissioner Capitan.
Aye.
For those in the audience, we're getting used to a new style, and so sometimes things are not as way they once were presented. Nick Phillips from Applied Digitals can provide an update. I'm sure people have been watching the press and the news and the recent announcement by Applied Digital's interest in Harwood, North Dakota. I've known Nick, and our first introduction was in 2021, and it's been amazing to watch this company progress in its commitment to the state of North Dakota, the various communities it's shown interest in, as well as being probably one of the shining stars as far as corporate citizenry goes from my view and what I've witnessed the company and yourself, Mr. Phillips, so welcome.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I don't have any business really in front of you all today. I was just showing up to talk about the project very briefly, introduce myself to those of you who haven't yet met me, and make myself available if you have questions. So if you're not aware, Applied Digital, we design, build, own, and operate data centers. Most of them, all of them actually that are operating are here in North Dakota. We've been here since 2021. We did just announce a new project just next to Harwood, North Dakota. It's a 280 megawatt facility. That would be 200 megawatts of computers, and then the 80 megawatts allows for cooling and other equipment inside of the facility. The total facility itself will cost around $3 billion to construct. That's inclusive of everything that we do. So that's the bricks and sticks of the building that of course will contribute to the property tax for the county and the cities and so on and so forth. But it also includes the personal property, generators, pumps, cooling equipment, other miscellaneous items that are at the facility. The facility will employ roughly 200 to 250 full-time on-site employees. That doesn't include workers who are remote. That's just who all is there. That'll primarily be made up of electricians, mechanical workers, plumbers, carpenters, people who do facilities work, maintenance around the site. The site is just southeast of the Harwood area. We do have a meeting later today to work through some items on that. We do have 925 acres under contract up there, but the actual facility itself will take up 160 acres plus a few acres for a substation for electrical infrastructure. It would comprise of two buildings. The buildings would be about 907,000 square feet each once fully constructed. The first of the buildings we anticipate would be operational next year, and then the second building operational early the following year. If you're not familiar with us, we have a big campus down in Ellendale, North Dakota. That's a $5 billion investment of ours in North Dakota. We also have a smaller campus in Jamestown, North Dakota, that's been there since 2021. So we've been building these things around the state for some time now. We've really enjoyed North Dakota. Both local, state government here and the federal team have been excellent as well. So here we are. Just wanted to say hi and happy to answer any questions or go through anything else.
Questions for Mr. Phillips?
Where in Jamestown is your campus located?
It's north of the airport, about 7-8 miles on Highway 20. If you're going towards Spiritwood Lake up there, it's just on the left. Yep.
It's on Highway 20 or so?
20, yeah. Yep, that's right. Yep. There's a substation that's been up there for many years, and we're just adjacent to that. That one's about 40 acres. It's 100 megawatts, 106 megawatts, including a small extra building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions, comments?
Okay.
A brief
Well,
presentation,
yep.
as you progress, we'll work with you and the city of Harwood and to address any issues the county has a role in, to work for those in a favorable fashion and
Sounds great.
exciting project.
Thank you very much, and I'm available for any questions anytime. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 2, road right-of-ways, public hearing and resolution. Matt Snamnes.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Chair. Other commissioners, on July 21st, the Cass County Commission approved a motion that the Cass County Board of Commissioners set a public hearing meeting September 2nd of this month during the regular meeting of the Cass County Commission for a resolution to take over the road right-of-way and grant written permission to permanently obstruct the same of 38th Street, which is part of that the exhibit that was provided you for the resolution. Since public hearing needs to take place and since public hearing to gather input must take place prior to the county commission adopting the resolution, yes, I would request that you open the public meeting at this time if there's any questions.
Questions? Looking at Taylor, do we call for a public meeting at this point or wait?
Yeah, you can just open it for a public hearing if anyone has any comments, and then you'll vote on the resolution.
So we'll open a public hearing on this topic for anyone online or in the room would like to provide additional information. Seeing or hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. What are your wishes, Commissioner? Commissioner Blackwell?
Chairman, I move that the Cass County Board of Commissioners adopts resolution number 2025-10 to take over road right-of-way and grant written permission to permanently obstruct the same portion of the 38th Street West.
Second.
Seconded, discussion? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Grinberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco,
Aye.
Commissioner Breitling.
Yes.
Next up, item 3, Cole Hanson, repeal ordinance 1998-2.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, this is a continuation of our first reading that we had at the first August meeting for the new floodplain development ordinance. Basically, this first item here is to repeal the existing flood damage prevention ordinance that we currently have on file. This is kind of a necessary part of our adoption procedure, as the current or the new ordinance does not have a repeal section within it. Therefore, this needed to be a standalone action item to repeal the existing ordinance, therefore to kind of create a clean slate for us as we move forward with the adoption of the new ordinance.
Questions for Cole and or motion?
So moved.
Second. Seconded, discussion? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Breitling,
Yes.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Grinberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco.
Aye.
Item 4, second reading of floodplain development ordinance code.
All right, and yep, this would be the second and final reading for the floodplain development ordinance that we first heard in August. So as presented, no changes from the previous meeting.
Questions? Everybody understand a potential motion? If so, accept the motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Seconded, discussion? And then we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Breitling,
Yes.
Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Grinberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco.
Aye.
Item 5, appointment of county floodplain administrator Cole Hanson.
All right, and this is as part of the new ordinance, we do need to appoint a floodplain administrator. Previously, under the old ordinance, that was appointed to the county engineer exclusively and his designees. In the preceding years, that duty has fallen more to the planner until this point now, where it is actually one of my listed job duties. So this is to formalize both the county engineer and the county planner being the floodplain administrators under the new ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
You literally didn't pull the smallest straw, the shortest straw then.
No, this was already on my plate before this was passed, so.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion or pertinent comments by the chair? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Grinberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco, Commissioner Brightling.
Yes.
6, resolutions for township floodplain management. Cole.
Yes, so as per the new state law that was passed that updated floodplain management authority within the entire state of North Dakota, counties now are by default the floodplain managers unless so requested by townships to have that authority at the township level. Also in the process of our adoption procedure with FEMA for our new floodplain ordinance and the Western Cass flood insurance study, FEMA has requested that all townships have documentation on who does their floodplain management. In the meantime, between now and about May of next year, when the National Flood Insurance Program listing of communities gets updated on who has that authority. So before you, I know within the package, there's not this many townships. That's just the number of resolutions I had when I submitted this to Taylor. I have 18 total resolutions for us to approve. There are 2 different formats, one where the authority is turned over to the county as per state law. This is just kind of a formal documentation of that process. And 6 that would be retaining the authority with the township. If you so choose, I can list off those townships either individually or in total, but.
What are your wishes?
How many are there? 18?
I have 18 resolutions currently. The plan is to have 1 resolution per township. At some point in the future, preferably as soon as possible, I will continue to work on that. Any of those resolutions I put forward, should the board wish, I could put those on consent agenda moving forward, but as of right now, they're regular items because this is the first time we're seeing these resolutions.
Mr. Chair, is it appropriate to approve all 18 on one?
I was going to look to Commissioner Brightling for any thoughts.
I don't have any problem with the process as outlined by our director. The final approval or decision by the township to provide its own floodplain management administration is a possibility, and that may occur with some of our townships. Only time will tell us.
And these resolutions, as well as more us just essentially saying, yes, we are aware of this turnover, so we are aware of which townships have that authority and which ones don't.
You can remind us, you're recommending approval of 1 today?
Recommending approval of all resolutions presented before you today, all 18 that I have. Again, I can list all of those if that is the wishes of the board. And then we will have more in the future. I don't know when those will arrive, but they will trickle in hopefully within the next
That's
month.
what you're suggesting perhaps would be a future consent agenda item.
Yes, yes.
So let's go backwards from there. Commissioner, what would you, for the future, like to see? I think at a minimum, we should have Cole list the 18 today. But in the future, what approaches would look for you for direction or thoughts?
Sounds good.
All right. So of the 12 that are formally turning over authority to the county, they are Weiser, Wheatland, Castleton, Durbin, Gill, Noble, Page, Amenia, Warren, Berlin, Reed, and Everest, as I've received as of today. Those keeping authority of floodplain management with the townships are Pleasant, Davenport, Normanna, Mapleton, Harwood, and Stanley.
Mr. Godus, do you have any thoughts? I don't want to single you out, but I know you've had an interest in this area. Please come to the podium.
Kind of presented the last time we were here, is I have been the flood administrator of Durbin Township for as long as I was on the board, pretty much. And in order to take up that position now, you would have to be trained very much in the rules and regulations. And some of them get pretty complicated. A couple different occasions, I would sit before Cole came on with Grace Puppy and learn about base flood elevation and that. And it's pretty intricate. You got to know what you're doing. Cole will attest to that. And that handful that have said, we don't have the time or maybe the expertise. If you have dealt with it, and I can think of a couple individuals that have been doing it for 20 years, and they feel comfortable doing. So a couple of those townships, I know, they've had somebody on board. But in the Durbin Township and those others, I've talked to 4 or 5 of them, and it just don't feel comfortable. There's too many intricate parts of that. So it seems logical, and I expressed that we need the flood insurance program, and the townships like Durbin's a perfect example of with the Maple River. We need the protection of FEMA, so to endanger that would not be very good.
I'll entertain a motion for Cole's recommendation for today.
So move, Flacco.
Second.
Seconded, discussion. Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Grinberg?
Aye.
Commissioner Capitan?
Aye.
Commissioner Brightling?
Yes,
Commissioner Vettel?
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco?
Aye.
Item 7, Cole, fee schedule.
Yes, so this is also in conjunction somewhat with the floodplain ordinance update. We do need to create a fee schedule for floodplain development permits, as well as updating the subdivision application fee schedule, just to reduce our administrative overhead. Instead of having 2 separate fee schedules for those items, I've combined those into one per the proposal, into a planning department fee schedule, which both will be on. You will note there is nothing under the floodplain development permit fee schedule. I do not have the information available today to actually solidify that, so that will be another update in the future. This will prepare us for that update, however. This update also includes, as you may note, a couple of changes to the subdivision application fee schedule. There's an increase of $50 to the base fee. That is to cover recording costs for documents, just as a way to, again, lower our administrative overhead. Currently, the way that works is once a document is recorded, we have to go to the applicant once again and have them pay a second time for that recording fee. This is basically just collecting that fee up front, so we're not having to chase those down and keep track of those separately. It would just be the applicants come in, they pay one time, and then they don't have to pay us again for services rendered. In addition to that, we've also streamlined the major subdivision fee schedule. Instead of having the 2-tier system we currently have, we have combined that into one and then increased the fee to that to $1,000 temporarily until our subdivision ordinance update comes in early next year, hopefully.
Questions for Cole? Motion?
so move.
Second.
Seconded, discussion. Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Capitan?
Aye.
Commissioner Vettel?
Aye.
Commissioner Grinberg?
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco?
Aye.
Commissioner Brightling?
Yes,
Item 8, Tracy Peters, Amendment to Employee Handbook, Section 516.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. This policy change came before the Personnel Overview Committee earlier this year. It became before this board at your last meeting, and my understanding is that it was on the consent agenda, and it was, one of the commissioners wanted it to be on the regular agenda today, and so that's the reason why we're bringing it back. The reason why we're amending this policy is because of a law that's going into effect in Minnesota in January of 2026, where there's Minnesota paid leave, it's called, and we're required for any employees working in the state of Minnesota, they're required to pay 12 weeks of sick leave and 12 weeks of bonding time with a new child. There's a lot of uncertainty as to whether this law would apply to us, and it would apply to people who are working remotely in the state of Minnesota, which we don't have a whole lot, but we're right next to Moorhead, so we have several people here that live in Moorhead and work over here. So the amendment to the policy was just to add the language that we can consider other state statutes when we're approving remote working. And that way we can kind of monitor the amount of hours that people are working in the state of Minnesota. So if we have a remote worker, we just have to make sure that they're not working more than 50% of their time in the state of Minnesota. So this just gives us a little bit of leverage to sort of take into account that Minnesota law and make sure that we're kind of under those thresholds so that law does not end up applying to us, because it would be very expensive. It would be, we would be treating people that live on the North Dakota side different than the people that live on the Minnesota side. It creates all kinds of issues for us. So this was kind of an easy way, in working with the state's attorney's office, kind of an easy way for us to sort of address this issue.
Questions for Tracy? For a motion?
Move to amend the employee handbook, section 516 on telecommuting as recommended by the Personnel Overview Committee.
Second?
Seconded, discussion? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Gridberg, Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco,
Aye.
Commissioner Brightling.
Yes.
Item 9, I've reviewed your voucher list and move their approval.
Second?
Seconded. Take the roll.
Commissioner Brightling,
Yes.
Commissioner Vettel,
Aye.
Commissioner Gridberg, Commissioner Capitan,
Aye.
Commissioner Flacco.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson, would you like to lead us off on committee reports?
Sure. I'll be brief. Mr. Chair, members of the board, yourself and I were in Bismarck last week for a meeting of the North Dakota Association of Counties. Included both a quarterly board meeting and an update on the strategic plan for the organization. Really good input from across the state and reflecting partially on the performance during the legislative session, as well as a view forward of where the association has opportunities to build on successes. Good meeting. Would say that internally we are continuing the effort to identify our next finance director. Opening round interviews today, and finalist interviews will come up in the near future. Tracy Peters is in the process of identifying, of reaching out to finalists, and so there's still some work to do, but that effort continues. I would alert the commission to next Thursday on September 11th. The Veteran Service Office is hosting, among others, the Veteran Stand Down in downtown Fargo. And I know Chris and the staff put a lot of effort into that. They're going to make some significant outreaches to veterans at that time, and really have put a lot of work into that. And then we just also mentioned that at our next meeting on September 15th, we will have the public hearing for the 2026 budget, and you will formally consider adopting next year's budget at that time as well. So we are, I would say, fully into fall activities at the county. That concludes my report.
Questions for Robert? Thank you, sir. Mr. Brightling?
The only thing that I would comment on is I haven't had a chance to greet our page people individually, but I have had an opportunity to attend one of their parades and serve in the food line in the beautiful fire hall and meeting place that they have constructed in Page. It's a beautiful facility. And I had the opportunity of standing in line and serving many of the people who were there to watch the parade that day. Thank you for your efforts.
Well, Commissioner, we're talking about having a kind of a community appreciation dinner and dance on the 6th of December. You guys are all welcome to come out.
Calendars.
There you go. Well, nothing else will feed you.
Commissioner Vettel? State's Attorney's Office. Commissioner Capitan?
I too attended the North Dakota County Commission Association of Bismarck last week. And the only other comment I have is I found out just the other day that I had a first cousin who was involved in the Ascension shooting in Minneapolis. She said she is doing fine, except mentally she hasn't wrapped herself around what actually happened yet. So, but that's as close as anything like that's come to my family.
I would add to that, one of my colleagues in our Race Street office in St. Paul lost a son in that event. So it's been at home with the Excel Energy family, and situation there, so it's tragic. Maybe to add to Mr. Wilson's comments, the meeting at the association level last week, in my view, we've got continued work to do to strengthen the voice of the Association of Counties when it comes to the next legislative session. There's some heavy lifting I think needs to be done to really become more rifled in our approach and our messaging and our relationship building, particularly when it comes to the impact of term limits that'll be significant in the 2029 legislative session. I did not bring this up, but driving back, I thought that, you know, in my 3 years, and I'd look to Commissioner Capitan because he's been involved for some time now, maybe advancing a notion or a discussion around large counties. I have not experienced Burley County or Grand Forks County, for example, involved in the association. The county's been very involved over the years, and we all are in, like, we're all in kind of the same boat, so to speak, from issues and policy, but I think from a standpoint of larger counties might have maybe there's time for a large county ad hoc committee or something as we move forward. So I'm going to continue to work on that and push for that in the coming months here as I remain on the board. So with that, that's all I have, I guess, to offer at this point. We do provide opportunity for public comment for anyone online that's registered or in the audience. And I don't see anyone. I don't believe anybody registered as well. So with that, any correspondence? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Shortest meeting that I've attended since being elected.
And I expected a lot more on Apply Digital than
We haven't gone shorter than a half hour since you've been on?